if you go there, you're going to be welcome. Like every single country I've been to in Africa so far, I've been welcomed with open arms. And there's so much opportunity to collaborate and to build. There's a lot of options. There's 54 different countries. Pick. You know what I mean? What works best for you. What's poppin'? What's going on? What's going on, man? 3, 2, 1. Top Hill, episode 228. Ooh. Welcome to another episode of the Top Hill Live. This is your boy, Mr. Top Hill Live, a.k.a. Imani Raw.
And I am D. Carmen.
D. Carmen in the building. Yes, sir. Let's get into it, man. Welcome to another episode, guys. If you guys don't know, this show is all about bridging the gap between the culture, bridging the diaspora. This is the hub right here, man. We're going to learn from each other, grow with each other, and build with each other. You hear me? All right. Let's get right into it. Shout out to Fontvne, dope comedian, man. I haven't seen too many of his videos prior to this. Mm-hmm. This one stood out to me, of course, just because of you know my love for the diaspora and the mission here on Top Hill. And he posed a very interesting question, man. I think that the world and the diaspora and black people should definitely listen to and pay attention to, man. So let's go ahead and get into it. If you guys are new here, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We greatly appreciate it. Let's get into it.
Running joke in Black American culture, it's probably in others, I'm not sure, but nonetheless, the idea that if like a giant snake enters your home or your home gets like infested with rats or something like that, that you just be like, fuck it, you can have it. I ain't even about to go back and forth with you. It's your house now. I'm gone. I want to ask Black Americans, why don't we treat America like that?
Right.
I thought it was interesting because I ran across this tweet after I did like 12 hours of research. Nobody's going to pay me for it. But as you can see, my girl Born Into Soul said, why would Black Americans move to Africa? That's like telling Jamaicans to move out of Jamaica. Black Americans have been living in America for centuries upon centuries. This is our country. Our ancestors' blood is in this land. We are not going to run when things get tough. We're going to stay and fight like we always do. While keeping in mind...
All right. Where has that got us? Where has that got us? We built this country. True. The culture is from us. True. We invented we invented a lot here. True. But we don't own it.
But we do have the opportunity to. It's just a little harder.
How? How, Sway? How can we own America?
Oh, no, not the whole thing.
Okay.
Just a little piece.
They're not
just a little piece.
Okay. If America was just and righteous and fair, the right thing to do for reparations would to be given land to the foundational Black Americans.
They ain't doing that nowhere. That's what you see that Abraham is doing.
But they did this not in America but in other countries. Mm-hmm. Like they did this in India. Yeah. Like when the British came in,
they could not stand the smell. Okay. They was like, you know what?
You what?
You got it.
They separated. They tried to.
We're gonna smoke them out of here. God, forgive me.
They try to do it through religion. Yeah. In India, they try to bring in Christianity and then Muslims and stuff like that. No. So what they did was they split up the countries. Mm-hmm. They had Pakistan and Kazakhstan and all this stuff. They separated the countries. So okay, they're all Indian, but they changed the name to certain countries and they just went their separate ways. They did this in parts of Europe as well too. Like it's not uncommon to redraw borders. And I think just our mindset now is like, hey, all the borders are drawn up and it is what it is. No. America does owe reparations to Black Americans. I don't even have to, if I have to explain it to you, do your own damn research. I don't got the patience for you tonight. But at least like some parts of it. But they're not going to do it.
They said, we finessed you.
Right. Somebody in Congress said, why do they need reparations? You had Obama. Like, the level, because they think we're fucking stupid. Like, too many of y'all dumbass, coon-ass niggas are going around here saying that we don't need reparations because that we weren't enslaved.
Who said that? Who said that?
I got triggered by another video that we did prior, and I thought about it more about people saying that we weren't enslaved, we weren't in Jim Crow. America has. Oh, I'm gonna let this brother speak, but we have only been free, truly free, for 59 years.
Yeah, my grandma like 70.
That's what I'm saying, dog. What do you mean it doesn't affect us? It directly affects us.
Mind you, black people got like the craziest range of peripheral vision because it's so deeply ingrained us.
Yeah, man. Our DNA has been altered through this. My fucking last name is a slave owner's last name. What the fuck are we talking about? I don't know my last name. And I can never find that out. How much value is that? Because all these other people's last names have value. The DuPonts have value. The Rockefellers have value. The Berkshires have value. Like all these names have value. You took that from us. So yeah, you owe us.
Rothschilds.
Yeah, all of them. All of them, man.
Goldsteins.
You redlined us. You prevented us from getting education, so we had to build our own.
But every time we do it ourselves.
You burn it. You riot. We didn't need y'all. And all the dumbass, crack-ass niggas in here that talk about, like, oh, what about welfare? Y'all do more welfare than us. Fuck out of here, dog. White people have welfare more than black people. Fuck out of my face with the dumb shit. I'm sorry, I got triggered. But anyway.
You know what is interesting? Not in all cases, but a lot of the cases, especially stereotypical ones, the white lower class or like people on welfare, it's almost like they revert back to their like filthy ways.
Yeah.
It's like they just don't know how to assimilate into better. Like at least like black people like in lower income areas, like we make a way. It's like it's like, oh, we're gonna have cookouts, we're gonna sell things. And he said that it's like we still always gravitate to community. It might not be the most prosperous, but it's still community. Whereas those like they just be rationing and it just be like pandemonium. But
yeah, appreciate it, man. Yeah. So I got a little bit triggered, y'all. Like it gets annoying, man, because it's like it's just disrespectful, man, when people are just so ignorant and they can just say whatever they want and they just regurgitate lies about who we are and what our people is, and then there's propaganda out there telling the world how black people are in America. Like we are not a royal people. Like I understand who I am. I know who I am. So because I know who I am, I look at other black people with a different in a different lens, and it doesn't matter what class, where they live, or any. I look at them differently, and they know that. They know that if we understand who we truly are, then we will look at each other differently. You know what I mean? And yeah, so I encourage more people to get enlightened and to be educated on actually who we are. You know what I mean? Because we're not just a people who started in slavery. We have history before that. But even if you come to America and you go to the African History Museum, they're going to start you with slavery and then take you to Obama and say that's it. And that's not it. It's not it. There's so much other hidden history within that time frame that
is being erased right before our eyes.
Right before our eyes, man. So it is our job and duty to teach and to educate and pass down the information, because they're actively taking out critical race theory, African American history out of the education system in the United States.
I just would like to add another gem. This time more than ever is so important to write things down.
Yes.
Because we rely on this internet, these platforms so much, but at any point in time, the powers that be can choose to just wipe it all away.
Yeah.
And
turn it off.
the information that's so easy for us to attain today might not be tomorrow. Right. And then all they have to do is wait a couple generations like they've done and erase.
Right.
So only thing that you have is your memory and maybe word of mouth.
Yeah.
But that's where details get blurred and different stories get told. Yeah. So, it's our duty to do the due diligence to write, read books, make books, and pass this information along to each other like it once was, because we cannot only rely on this machine.
Yeah. They ingrain into our brains so much that they used to say this all the time. If you want to hide anything from black people, put it in a book. And it's not because we were illiterate and didn't want to read books. It's that they literally murdered us if we tried to read one. It was a law, a federal law, that black people should not read. And if a white person was caught giving a book or reading to a black person, they got fined. That's how
fined is crazy. Like
they find the white people for teaching black people how to read. That's how deep this shit gets. Anyway. So if y'all are wondering why I'm so passionate about, supporting Africa and loving Africa and stuff like that, this is why, man. Like, we can't do it by ourselves. We have to come together. You know what I mean? We have to unify. This is why I support Ibrahim Traore. This is why I love you guys. This is why we do this show, man. So, but yeah. All right, let's get back to it, man. Let's get back to Fontaine. Appreciate it, man.
In mind, yes, I'm aware all black people aren't from Africa. We've been traced back to the indigenous people of this land. I'm having a different conversation right now. Please don't jump me. I agree with her. I'm originally from Compton, California. I take pride in saying that. I'm as American as anybody else born here, and I know what our ancestors had to go through in order for me to say that. However, but hear me out on first things first. Our ancestors did not choose to be enslaved. Some eccentric Europeans chose that for them. So every drop of blood spilled is a war crime against humanity and not a measure of our perseverance. Secondly, this little thing right here was legal for 246 years. For 246 motherfucking Earth years, they legally traded, exploited, enslaved, tortured black people. If this ain't enough fighting, I don't need to see another goddamn.
Can y'all hear him? Can y'all hear him? Okay. I think I think they're trying to mute us.
No.
Right. Let me just double check.
And then after the country had to go through a literal fucking war to ask people to stop enslaving other people, they said, "All right, bet. We're just going to do diet slavery for a little while." And after 12 years of diet slavery, some motherfucker named Jim come along and say, okay, fine, they don't want to be enslaved no more. Let's just oppress them for the next 100 years, since they want to cry and shit. So aside from any systematic racism or subjective racism that you can actually prove, there were 346 legally documented years of slavery and or oppression. There were 346 legal motherfucking human years worth of slavery and or oppression. They say, oh, y'all complaining. Y'all been free. That was so long. 59.
59, man.
We've been legally free 59 years. My grandma like 80 fucking times. Math, just in case you ain't feel like it, that's 85%. From 1619 to right now, America's shooting 85% from the motherfucking field on us. She can't be stopped. Imagine if you had a government that supported you for 346 years. Shit, 46 years. Liberia, which derives from the word liberty, was founded in 1822 by the American Colonization Society. It is right. Go find it, nigga. At this point in time, there's only about 1.7, 1.8 million black people in America. Unfortunately, only around 230,000 of them were free, so Liberia wasn't even an option for everybody. Of course, with over 1 million people still in bondage, you run the risk of leaving a family member on a plantation in another continent and never seeing them again. These were newly freed black people who had just fought for their right to be free. So all of them didn't love the idea of relinquishing that immediately, as well as a lack of resources. Liberia only became a reality for around 13 to 15,000 families. Joseph Jenkins Roberts, who was the first president of Liberia, was born in 1846 in Norfolk, Virginia. He was on FUBU way before niggas had it in their closet. Joseph Jenkins created food. I know what you're thinking. So what, Rich? All 42 million of us need to migrate to Liberia? Wrong. Some of you niggas are coons. You not coming.
Yeah, keep them over
You
here.
are not
if
coming.
we even see our country name on your ticket, you getting arrested at the airport.
Facts.
You're not even making it out of America. First thing I thought about was country size. 42 million black Americans, coons aside, that's like 35 million, give or take. Black people don't like traffic and like to get to things quickly. Check. Then I thought about region and weather. Some of y'all don't like to be hot. Some of y'all don't like to be cold. Some of y'all gonna have to learn to shut the fuck up.
Facts.
It's Africa. And I thought about how migrating 35 million people anywhere will probably be an issue, so I wanted to make sure I found the country without a lot of people, and check. And I wanted to go study this country's engagement with Pan-Africanism because I'm aware that some African nations have a disdain towards black Americans, which we have no earthly clue as to fucking why. Coastal positioning on the African continent for a country by the sea? Check. English-speaking nation, democratic government, strong anti-corruption laws? Check. Independent from European rule since 1990, leaders who look to bolster their country with outside investment and opportunity, as well as 979 miles worth of coastline. We could have beach city after beach city after beach city after. Boys ain't know where I was taking us. Had us on the African magic carpet ride. Welcome to Namibia. Namibia, with a little over 2.5 million people, is one of the lowest populated countries on the planet. Let's say if they got 35 million people out of nowhere, they become the third most populated country in Africa. Black Americans account for about $1.8 trillion of America's GDP annually. If that buying power was moved over to Namibia, they'd move into the top 20.
Remember, yo, every single time I think about Namibia, I think about this one tribe because it's so hilarious. But remember the tribe that I told you about? the tribe that
Is it what I think you're gonna say?
The women with the red clay, the men that be offering their wives to their guests.
Yeah.
Oh my God! No. Okay, wait. That's not all of Namibia. That's just one tribe. You know, there's many, many tribes and
Keep
stuff
them
like
niggas
that.
over there. And all their red clay. Okay? Hey, keep your clay.
That's why all the Atlanta niggas gonna go like, oh yeah, we know about that red clay. Oh my God, dog! Shout out to Namibia, man. Shout out to y'all, man.
Global GDPs. I know what you're thinking. America way bigger than this, bro. We had never fit over there. I did the math. Namibia is the 34th largest country on the planet. It is bigger than Pakistan. It is bigger than France and Germany combined. It is twice the size of California. Which means that France can house 65 million people. Right. And Germany can house 85 million people, and Pakistan can house 241 million fucking people. We shouldn't have no issue. Only about 5% of Namibia's actual land is being used. Most of the coastline is untouched. We could build a light rail system from the top to the bottom and actually get paid this time. Black people can build a train system through the fucking country and make some money this time. Bro, you sound crazy. How we gonna go somewhere and build up another country?
Bruh.
What we been doing?
We've been doing that shit.
Brand new cities from the ground up. A countrywide police force that is not incentivized to go after you for the color of your skin. A government that doesn't literally create agencies to stifle the progress of you and your people. We can reform for free college and free healthcare, a credit system that wasn't literally made to fuck black people over. Mm-hmm. Like when you walk in the bank, they don't say, oh, damn, my bad, nigga, we just ran out of credit. Change from the American diet that they've literally created to kill us. They trying to knock everybody out. They don't give a fuck what color you are. White, black, brown, Puerto Rican, and Haitian. You eat over here, you finna die. Better roads, better schools, better homes. I did the math. 35 million people, about 13.5 million homes. We price these bitches at whatever y'all can afford. Bro, you crazy. Can't nobody afford that. America won't even give us our reparations. First things first, it is time to steal that money. 250 million plus unpaid man hours. It is time to steal those reparations.
Yeah, at this point.
The fuck we keep asking people who would have kept slavery up for? We're talking to a country who literally paid the slave owners reparations for losing their slaves after losing the Civil War. So they rewarded some fucking losers. We're talking to a country
That's some other fucking shit. They gave reparation to the slave owners in the Confederacy. Bro, like, what the fuck are we talking about? They don't owe. They gave it to the losers.
We understand you lost your niggers, all right? So here's a mule and some land, and you just go on and be civil-ish.
These niggas literally went against the United States, and they have this Confederate flag. It's like, oh, it's just part of history. They literally tried to separate themselves from the United States. And they still wave around that damn Confederate flag.
There's a point between Zambia, Angola, and Namibia that connect. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's that, what's that spot where the 4 countries all meet up in one space?
4 corners? Or it gets 3?
It's 4. It's, so Botswana, Zambia, Namibia, and then there's another one over here too. It's supposed to be 4, I think.
Well, Angola's kind of like above. Well, I guess, yeah, maybe there's another one on the other side.
4 countries. I think it's Zimbabwe.
Zambia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, yeah.
So this is like a very rare occurrence where all 4 of these countries all touch and connect. And, we just did a video on Zambia and Zimbabwe. This is also where the falls are at as well, too. So they all link up over there. I mean, Namibia's geography is very interesting. Just to have that little strip right there.
Wait, how'd y'all negotiate that?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's gangster. Like, yo, we got to get some of this river over here.
Yeah,
we need to get close to the falls too.
Literally went and picked up some of Hitler's top generals, brought them to America, gave them a nice house in the suburbs, and gave them a job at NASA. I don't see reparations coming. I see reparations being stolen. I don't see them coming, though. If somebody knows how to steal $60 trillion, say that shit now. We can fast track all
Not
this.
online.
We even got to go with this other plan that I'm about to show you. We're going to petition the United Nations. We're going to tell them, look, man, we've been here for 400 some years. We just been chilling. We've been getting our bread up, getting our name up, and these boys still tripping on us. We ain't blew nobody up. We ain't robbed nobody land. We ain't enslaved no other people, and they still acting like we the problem. This just ain't gonna work. United Nations gonna hit back like, facts, them boys is tripping, say less. How can we help? What y'all need from us? We're gonna tell them simple as this. Get the IMF on the line, get the World Bank on the line, get the EU on the line, get China on the line, get Africa Diaspora on the line, get all them boys on the line, let them know.
Matter of fact.
Yeah, what's their fax number? I need to send a letter. Then make sure you get VPN on. Ask them questions. The disrespect. No. They started with no. No, actually, no.
See, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. So I just typed in the United Nations said that the U.S. owes Black Americans how much in reparations. AI said there's no official UN statement that dictates a specific monetary amount that the U.S. owes Black Americans in reparations. But I go right here to the UNBC. It says the UN panel says the U.S. owes reparations to African Americans.
And that man trying to get rid of PBS.
Bruh. And it was also posted by the Washington Post. U.S. owes Black people reparations for a history of racial, like it's duh.
It's been about 10 years since they said that.
Right. And the reparations suggest 151 million for each. Yeah, this is interesting. So
Can I get my 151 million? Please. I ain't gonna fuck that money up.
So how is it that they say that there's no there's no documents when the panel clearly stated that they do? The UN Working Group of Experts of People of African Descent said that compensation is necessary to combat disadvantage caused by 245 years of legally only allowing the sale of people based on color of their skin. I mean, if you add up slavery plus Jim Crow plus the redlining plus just all this stuff, man. I mean, the generations of generations, man. And then y'all Y'all had it out. Like y'all came up with this. Y'all said 40 acres in a mule, 40 acres of liable land. Y'all could have just did that. Y'all could have just did that, and we've been good.
I want to hold our
But y'all
reparations.
reneged.
Hold them hostage.
And y'all said y'all never gonna get niggas land, and that niggas gonna be voting Democrat for the next 100 years. But anyway, let's finish this.
No, we need 10 T's. Huh? Ain't too much of nothing. Just a couple trills. Just a couple trills. We'll get out y'all. Give us a quick little 10 T's. Give us 50 years to pay it back at the end of the loan. We're going to be a top 10 nation in the world. We've done all the shit we've done here in America under oppression.
Man, imagine
The government ain't never fucked with us, not one day of its life. Systematic racism so deeply embedded in this country, people believe the Black American experience is supposed to come with strife. Like we're supposed to struggle and have to fight for each and every step of the way. Where the fuck is that in the American Dream pamphlet? I don't see that shit nowhere here on the American Dream. Our own countrymen will vote against their self-interest if they believe it'll harm us. They were literally online last month fighting for their right to say the N-word. I call Namibia in the morning. I don't know what time they get up, but matter of fact, so I get my other phone. I'm calling tonight. No, I'm calling them. I think the only thing that sounds crazier than mass migrating 30 plus million Black Americans out of America is enslaving and oppressing them for 400 fucking years. I think that's the only thing that's up there. That's what most of their beaches look like too. I ain't gonna say nothing else. They're just desert on the ocean. So, you know, we love Miami though.
Shout out to this brother, man. Like, you know, this is comedy. You know what I mean? But, you know, in comedy, there's a lot of truth sprinkled in there. And it's a great idea to ponder. I mean, can we get 35 million Black people to all get up and leave the country? No. It's not going to happen. Like, I know he said that, you know, 10 million of them are going to be coons. Honestly, bro, it's more coons than you think.
Yeah.
The fight has left.
People who can't see how that is possible.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not many. There's not many of it, man. Like
even if we, I'm sorry.
No, you go.
Even if we got that 151 million apiece, niggas will put that right back into the American economy. Just frivolously spending, no assets, just trying to flex on the next nigga.
Right.
No, nothing.
Yeah. No, we need to change our mindset before we can even get the reparations. Honestly, we need to have strenuous training and so many different things, which is why I recommend a program, if you guys are not familiar with, is Earn Your Leisure, which to me is a platform that is so important. When I look at what are the major problems and issues for our people, why are we at the bottom of every single totem pole when it comes to America and stuff like that, from income, marriage rates, all these things, the answer always goes back to the economics, right? Even from crime and stuff like that. Crime is not a Black thing, even though they try to put it and say that Black people are just inherently more violent. No, we learned the violence from y'all. Y'all are the most violent fucking people in the world.
I don't want to eat people.
Yeah, y'all, bruh. Like as much killing as y'all did, we weren't. That's not in us like that. Like we're doing it out of survival.
Right.
Niggas is trying to survive out here. You know what I mean? So if you take away the survival out of the survival like mentality and give people ways to feed their families and not have to worry about stuff like that, crime goes away. Crime goes away with good economics and education. So the platform right now that's giving this out for free and is the best is Earn Your Leisure. You know what I mean? They talk like us, they look like us, they speak like us, and they're giving out game. You know what I mean? From any form of business, whether it's real estate, investing, taxes, relationship, like whatever you can think of, they got it. And I always go back to like when we were like as a people, as a unity, when we were the most mobile. Well, it was during the civil rights era with Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, the Black Panther Party, all this stuff. And it was like, okay, what were they all doing at the end of their life? They all talked about, okay, we got our civil rights, cool, but we can't go further without economic rights. It doesn't go any further until we are able to equally benefit from this country that we built. Mm-hmm. And then y'all killed them. You killed Martin Luther King for the breadbasket initiative. He said that the next time we come to Washington, we're coming to get our check. You killed him. Malcolm X, same thing, talking about trying to build our own economies and stuff like that. You killed him. The Black Panther Party, you didn't kill them just because you killed them because of the free breakfast initiative. Because they're like, oh, if you can feed a people, you can lead a people. And that's what they were doing. So we didn't actually have a free breakfast program until the Black Panther Party came into existence. They copied it and stole it from them.
Wow.
So these brothers who created Earn Your Leisure, to me, is the next step, the next generation of that. That's why I praise them on this platform as many times as I can, because I see their mindset, I see what they're doing in their movement. And it got to the point now, I can understand what they're saying. You can't save everybody here.
Oh, yeah.
Like, some people are just going to have to stay on the slave plantation.
What Dr. Umar said, he said, some of you can't save all these niggas.
You can't.
Some of these niggas is going.
Yeah.
But God!
It's gone. It's gone, man. Some of these people, they love them some white people, man. Like, they don't want to say it, but they love
just
it.
that. It's just so stuck in their mindset.
Yeah, they don't see another way.
Change.
Yeah, they're afraid of change. They don't see another way. They don't see another option. And then when you present Africa, they like, well, that's not my plan. They reject it because they're like, that's not ours. It was never. I don't know how to speak there. They're too afraid. And it's like, bro, if you go there, you're going to be welcome. Like, every single country I've been to in Africa so far, I've been welcomed with open arms. And there's so much opportunity to collaborate and to build. There's a lot of options. It's 54 different countries. Pick. You know what I mean? What works best for you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Can't save all of them, man. But for all the ones that are tuned in, who are listening, who rock with us, we appreciate y'all. You know, for sure. We're going to continue to build and to grow and to travel. And yeah, man. So. All right. Carl, you got anything else for the people before we get up out of here? You know what I mean?
Round up our dollars and get going.
Yeah, man. Investing in Africa, man. The next couple of episodes are going to be dedicated to investing into the continent. So, if you guys are, want to be a part of that, definitely let us know. Send us some great videos to look into. We're looking at particularly investing into Africa, where to invest, what to invest, how to invest, where to invest.
And I just want to add, America is like a toxic relationship. You might not be able to just drop it immediately, but you can make your escape plan. For sure. Absolutely. It ain't going to happen overnight, and you got to do your research, you got to do some work, but it's okay because it's going to benefit at the end. At the end of the day. The light at the end of the tunnel. This is one of the rare occasions that the grass is actually greener on the other side. Yeah. The food tastes better, the air is better, the people are better. It's a relaxing and calming mindset. And change is also uncomfortable. So don't think, even if you visit or you extended stay, everything isn't gonna just be peaches and rainbows immediately. You have to give things time to settle. You have to get used to things, especially if you're and your ancestors have been here for 400 years. Right. You're not going to just assimilate to that lifestyle immediately, but there are people, there are resources, and there are all types of tools we have to make that experience easier. Exactly. And, we need each other, man. So, if you come to a country and you're like, oh, I don't like this country because they have this problem, guess what? You could be the solution. You can be the solution.
Now you could be a fucking millionaire. Now your name is important and powerful because you came to another country, saw an issue and a problem, and then you presented.
Made a change.
You made a change and made a solution. That's the opportunity that you have with investing in Africa. You can't do that where you are right now. Or if you do, it's going to be extremely challenging.
Or on a minuscule level. Not as big as it can be, though.
Right. So. This was a fun episode, right? Oh, my God, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of the Top Hill Live. We love you guys. We're going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Hill, top, hill, top, hill. They don't know. Top, hill, top, hill.